ARMY ever wondered, what exactly has Jungkook kept behind his calm smile all these years? That question resonated again when a simple moment turned into a big conversation. No official announcement, no grand stage, just words that felt too honest to ignore. And that's where it all started. Jungkook ended up speaking in a different tone than usual. It's not a laugh, it's not just a light joke. There were pauses between his sentences, as if he were choosing the safest words to convey his heart's content. ARMY, who witnessed the moment, felt something strange. This was not just an ordinary chat. There is a burden of emotion, there is honesty that has been held back, and there are feelings that finally dare to come out to the surface. The sentence he said sounded simple, but the impact was extraordinary. Many thought it was just a brief reflection, but the more it was reheard, the more its meaning was felt. Jungkook admits that the journey is not always easy, that there are days when he feels hesitant, tired, and afraid to disappoint. The confession left ARMY speechless, because it is rare for him to reveal such a fragile side in public. However, what really made this moment explode was what happened after. Taehyung's eyes changed. His expression was no longer as relaxed as usual. There was a brief silence that felt very long, as if he was digesting every word he had just heard. Then came an unexpected response. Not long statements, not excessive drama, but sincere reactions that speak louder than words. To ARMY, Taehyung's response felt like a silent hug. A hint that Jungkook is not alone, that whatever he feels has been understood without needing to be explained at length. Social media is also crowded. Snippets of the video are replayed, screenshots of Taehyung's expression are analyzed, and theory after theory pops up. Is this a form of support? Or is there a deeper meaning than just a spontaneous reaction? What is clear, this moment leaves a strong emotional imprint. Many ARMY claim to feel closer, more understanding of the human side of their idol. Jungkook is no longer seen as a perfect figure who is always strong, but someone who also needs understanding. And Taehyung, with his short response, as if confirms that honesty is safe, that the feelings expressed will not fall into a vacuum. The question continued to resonate, even after the broadcast ended. Many ARMY realized that something had changed, no matter how small it was. The way Jungkook took a breath after speaking, the way his eyes lowered for a moment, to Taehyung's small gestures that seemed to calm the atmosphere, it all felt too real to be called a coincidence. As if the moment was not for the camera, but a frank conversation that the world accidentally witnessed. Some fans began to recall old pieces, an interview that feels awkward, a smile that doesn't reach the eyes, or a short sentence of Jungkook in the past that now feels like a hidden clue. Have these feelings been buried for a long time? Is it because he finally feels safe? Those questions make this moment feel deeper than it seems on the surface. Taehyung's response continues to be in the spotlight, not just because of his expression, but because of his timing. He does not cut, does not distract, and does not try to cover it with humor. He let Jungkook finish, then came with an attitude that seemed to say, "I hear you." For many in the ARMY, it felt like an unspoken promise, a form of unannounced support. Surprisingly, this emotional atmosphere actually made many fans feel calm. Instead of panicking or worrying excessively, the ARMY flooded social media with messages of reinforcement. They do not ask for further explanations, do not demand clarification. It was as if all agreed that a little honesty was enough, and that Taehyung's reaction had answered many things without having to say anything. Ultimately, this moment is not about big speculations or dramatic theories. It's about honesty that comes at the right time, and a response that shows how strong the bond between them is. Jungkook may just be expressing feelings, but the impact goes far beyond words. And Taehyung, with his simple but meaningful response, manages to turn that confession into a moment ARMY will long remember, a reminder that behind the spotlight, there are real emotions guarded by each other. And precisely therein lies its strength. There were no official clarifications, no follow-up statements explaining the true intentions. The silence after that moment seemed to speak more. Jungkook did not try to retract his remarks, and Taehyung did not add any explanation. It's as if both agreed to let the feeling exist, without needing to be framed or labeled. Army also began to realize something that may have been missed. Emotional maturity is slowly growing. Jungkook seems more willing to admit what he feels, while Taehyung points out that presence doesn't always have to be manifested through words. In a fast-paced, demanding world, this brief moment feels like a pause, a small space to breathe and be true to yourself. Some fans even called this moment one of the most human in their entire journey. Not dramatic, not contrived, but that's precisely why it feels so close. Many feel as if they're looking at two friends who understand each other outside the camera's spotlight, despite the fact that millions of eyes are watching. All that remains now is a warm feeling mixed with emotion. Not worry, but trust. Believing that whatever Jungkook feels, he does not face it alone. Believing that Taehyung's response is not just a momentary reaction, but a reflection of a time-tested bond. And perhaps that's the biggest message of this moment, that honesty, no matter how small, can be a strength when greeted with empathy. The Army closed the day with a new faith. Behind the music, the stage, and the cheers, there was a real feeling of being kept in silence. And sometimes, it is precisely the quietest moments that leave the longest echo in the heart.